Hey, I'm Krista Wax. You are listening to MSP Sound on KFAI, and I have Ben of the Federales here. Hey,
Hello.
how
How's it going?
are you?
I'm good.
Great. Well, you are in New York in the middle of a nor'easter right now. Oh my gosh.
That yeah, that's correct. If the predictions are true, I think it's going to be about 2 feet of snow, and I'm looking forward to sort of wandering around in New York winter. I didn't get to do that last winter. I was back in Minnesota every, like once a month for a weekend to play some shows. And every time I came back to Minnesota, there was a blizzard here in New York, so I missed all the like fun New York snowfalls.
Well, so of course, why not? It's quarantine and a snow. Why not? Just hit
Yeah.
it all at once. And the holidays.
Yep. I'm gonna make some chili. It'll be a good time.
That sounds fantastic. And I'm sure the snow looks a lot better in New York just because it's something different than it does here.
Yeah, exactly. I like get to sort of like experience a different locale's winter and see how it compares. I mean, it's so rare to have a 2 foot snowfall in Minnesota lately. It's been, maybe one every year for the past couple of years, and I do actually do miss that.
This is probably the only year where I'm like, I wouldn't mind some snow just because we're not really going anywhere and it doesn't affect anything.
Yeah, you don't have to
So,
drive through it as much.
right? Exactly. You're like, do I still go to that show? I mean, yeah, but okay.
But you don't have to leave your house to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Exactly.
like, oh yeah, I guess I will fire up, I don't know, YouTube Live or whatever you're
Yeah,
watching.
exactly. And then just watch it fall. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. Well, we have you here not just for a weather report, but which is awesome. I'll take it. But brand new single for the holidays.
Yeah, we actually. So I love the tradition. It's not as big of a tradition in the States, I don't think, but I love the holiday single tradition. Like I know in England and the UK, there's a huge competition every year to see who has like the biggest Christmas song that year. And there's just like a ton of fun Christmas songs that I grew up listening to, like rock and roll Christmas songs, like Chuck Berry's "Run Rudolph
Oh, yeah.
Run." I didn't grow up listening to it, but Slade's "Merry Christmas, Everybody." But it's just like a fun challenge, I think, to write a new Christmas song. So we released. It was actually the first song we released as a band in 2012 was a Christmas song that I wrote called "Santa Don't Stop at the Bar on Christmas Eve." Um, and that was always like it was a fun like annual thing. Like, oh, how many shows do we have in December that we can actually play that song? And when was this? This was maybe a year ago or a while ago. We were playing at the Astor, and like right on stage, it was like in October or something, and I was like, the title for the song just popped into my head: "Wishing for Whiskey This Christmas." And I was like, I think I had to like stop. We weren't playing, but I had to like take a minute to write down the title in my phone and email it to myself. And it was kind of like kicking around in my brain for a while. So in January, I actually sat down and wrote it. And it's like, I'll be able to like jaunt back to Minnesota in July. We'll knock this song out in a weekend. It'll be ready like that to have it out in December in time for the holidays. And obviously that didn't happen. So we ended up recording this remotely over the last couple of weeks, which few of the band members and we've been working on some other projects remotely and just like trying out how that process works, sending files back and forth. So this was the first Federales one that we tried. I thought it'd be a good, timely one to try for the first round of that.
I love it. I'm glad but of course, yeah. Like January, plenty of time to get this track together. And then
Yep.
2020 was
Yep.
famous last words forever. And then 2020.
Yeah. Plenty of time. 2020.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll record it. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I love it. Whiskey for Christmas. Fun. That's probably what a lot of people really do want this, especially this 2020 holiday.
Yep.
But wow, with the challenges of recording it remotely, I mean, it came out sounding fantastic. But how was that? I mean, we have an end product, which is good, but what were some of the challenges along the way aside from just it is remote?
Yeah. Well, so uh, five of us had been recording remote projects, like I mentioned, since like April-ish. So a few of us had our setups and sort of the process locked down. And then about a month ago, I sort of wrangled everybody together on a Zoom and we talked through some of the stuff we've been doing. And figured out how the other guys would do their recording. Had to do a little bit of tech, like grabbing iPads and other microphones and sort of like assembling gear for people that didn't have it on hand already. So that was the first challenge. And then just like, other than that, I think after that, the process was pretty smooth. Just like, and I think that was kind of lucky. Like for the first attempt, is just like everything came out pretty well on the first try. We didn't have to do a whole lot of back and forth of like re-recording or trying other things out, and then just spend a bunch of time mixing it, and then it was done. It was, like I said, I think kind of lucky for the first try. So who knows, the second try, it's always kind of like that rush of adrenaline on the first attempt at something like this, I find, and then the second try, like everything is going to go wrong. So we'll see.
Beginner's luck.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of like ignore all the parts of the process that may like be a stumbling block along the way, and then the next time those all like you notice them and you're like, oh no, why didn't I notice that the first time? But we'll see.
One track at a time.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think we're gonna try to do, because we're remote, we're gonna try to do like one new song a month or somewhere thereabouts, just to like get stuff out on a consistent basis. So
I like that. I think everyone, I mean, new music is what's helping me get through this time. So thanks for Foil Brand and a holiday track. So to hear that there could potentially be one new track from the Federales once a month, I would take it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just been super fun to. I've always personally wanted to learn more about recording. I've only done it a little bit as a band or just as a musician, but the process of actually like sitting down and figuring out which mics are good for this and which mics are good for that, and like how do you get this sound and how do you get that sound that they got on that record, is I've always been super interested in it, and so this process of being at home a lot has really been a good chance to just focus on that for a little bit.
I'm sure, like not quite a new hobby. It's something you've already been doing, but just learning a new skill. That's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Like adding on one extra node to that hobby that I was already interested in.
Absolutely. So what, are you going to be in New York for the holidays, or you're coming back to Minnesota, or?
I am going to be here for the holidays. My parents actually, right after I moved, my parents moved to Texas. So my brother's in Minnesota still. I'm in New York. My parents are in Texas. And we decided, we had flights booked to go down to Texas, but we decided to cancel that, and just like out of an abundance of caution, we're just going to all stay in our respective zones and hang out, maybe on Zoom, do some cooking together or something like that.
That sounds wonderful. Any holiday movie watching or any recommendations, or what are your, is that?
Well, let me think for a second.
Tough one.
Yeah. I mean, as a family, we always watch Christmas Vacation, a classic, and occasionally White Christmas, also a classic. I mean, it has some sort of like problematic aspects occasionally. Just, right. It's like 60 years old or however old it is. So it's always kind of like an eyebrow raising, like, I don't know. But it's like, visuals are gorgeous. There's dancing and good music and stuff like that. So
for sure. Yeah, one of my traditions. Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Seeing it at the Riverview Theater. So I'm just like, oh, I love seeing it there. Everyone sings, claps.
Oh, that's wonderful. Do they have like, I've only been to like maybe one or two movies at the Riverview, and it's been a long time. Do they do like special, like beyond just like everybody interacting, do they do fun like concessions, or how does it work there? I know that's just like a super fun place to see movies. And
absolutely. It's a fun place. Yeah. The weekends before the holidays, they'll do White Christmas, Christmas Story, right? Wait, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
You'll shoot your eye out. Yeah. Just blanking out, having a rough time here. And they'll also do It's a Wonderful Life, and then they'll have, the prices are throwback prices, and if you donate food, you get something, and then popcorn and stuff is cheaper, but I like more than just a little bag. So no, I like my popcorn to last through most of the movie, but that's just me. It's when they have the lamp from The Christmas Story in the lobby too. So that's a lot of fun.
I think I did see some pictures on Instagram recently of people in the neighborhood walking by and like, oh, lamp.
Yeah. So yeah, those are my favorite. I love doing that. I think they were adding Elf recently too, but yeah, so it's a bummer. It's always fun. It's just, I don't know what it is about that place, just that it feels magical. It's just the one screen.
Hmm.
People seem to just be a little bit more, I don't want to say loose, but yeah, there's a lot more reacting, screaming, yelling. I mean, I saw Purple Rain there right after Prince had
Ooh,
passed too, and that was there's clapping after every song and cheering. It was amazing.
it'd be fun. Yeah, I gotta make a note to get back there next time I'm in town just to see. And I know they also do like things like the Lord of the Rings marathon and crazy stuff like that. Just like it appeals to my sense. I don't see a ton of movies, but it appeals to my sense of weird event happenings that I would like to be part of.
Yes. Yeah, I think the Lord of the Rings is probably the weekend after the holidays. And I haven't participated because that's a lot of, I love those movies, but I'm like, I don't know if I can sit there for all that. They're all 3 of them in a day.
Yep.
I need to get up, move around, but yeah, that's fun. And then they do Sound of Music, sing along too. So yes, check out Riverview Theater next time you're in town. Didn't mean to turn this into a recommendation.
I think that's all right.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, Ben, thank you so much for joining me. Love the new holiday track.
Thank you.
Thanks for being part of MSP Sound Holiday Style Show. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And stay, I don't know, afloat, not afloat. I don't know, adrift. I don't know what the proper etiquette is to wish someone well in a blizzard, but be well.
Stay warm.
Yeah, stay warm, wear your boots.
Yeah.